screens up in the foyers, and people come up and they start using it to find out what's on showtimes. Really good. I saw this actually in Azerbaijan. Incredible how many people were doing it in a really nice way. They weren't sort of fighting each other to use it or, trying to break the screen. And what was good is that what these guys will do is that they will deliver, as soon as I start pushing stuff on the screen, depending on what I'm pushing, they will deliver content on the screen that's relevant to me, so I don't have to find it, it just gets instantly delivered. And then I can buy my ticket and decide, what I'm going to see. Also, because they know what's being shown on the screens, and every screen in the foyer, because of the server that drives those screens with content, they actually have an app on the phone that actually interacts with those screens. So then I can get second screen information, I get trailers and downloads and everything else. Really easy, and it's fun to do because it has gamification and prizes and rewards. So it's really about, it's a touch point, it's a spider's web. It's about interacting and delivering content to your customers when they want it, in the way they want it, not the way we want it. So we're nearly there. How am I doing? Wow, nearly there. Right. Okay. So in a way, what we've got here with the strategy of trying to reach out to our customers, drive admissions, using pricing and all the things I've talked about, using different tools. These are all what I call enablers. These are all things that can allow us to do things. Right? The thing is, we have to join them all up into one consistent strand of work. Otherwise, you'll end up in a data mess, you'll end up with all kinds of confusing messages to customers. You need to make sure the communication's right. And so, you have Filmmaster and Movio on, dynamic personalization, CRM content and everything else. You have We Want Cinema, which is doing crowdsourcing and cinema on demand. You have Highlands Technologies introducing new technology into the foyers and big screens and cinema, so you have other touch points. You have Zeta to look at pricing in a brand new way, and other ways. Pricing is just one company. You have frequency drivers like the bounce back and other things that you can implement pretty quickly and at low cost. I love low cost. I like low risk. I like high return. I'm sure we all do. Right? So I'm very conscious about that. And I just want to touch on Real Cinemas because the charity giving thing is really interesting. And this is where the cinema brand comes into play. How many websites do you think you see on cinemas around the world that you could just put your logo on the website and it'll just be fine? Because actually, in many cases, cinemas don't actually have a message of who they are. Clearly, they're selling all the same films, pretty much. And the way they sell them is pretty much the same. But there's no personality in the brand. We're not engaging with our customers. And what we did with Real Cinemas in the UK have 15 sites. And they range from a one-screen cinema in Ilkeston that's over 100 years old, it's the second oldest cinema in the country, to state-of-the-art modern cinema somewhere else. And actually, they hopefully build an IMAX screen as well. So there's a real mixed bag of different kind of stuff. So the question was, well, what is real? What are we doing? How are we going to communicate with our customers? So we decided to come up with the real heart of the community. So it doesn't matter what your cinema is, how good or bad it is. If you want the real heart of the community will value you. It's amazing, I don't know whether you've seen it, when an old cinema closes sometimes. Have you seen how the public just try and come to the rescue? It's outrageous, this cinema's closing, we want it back. Right? That passion is terribly important. But the concept of the real heart of the community goes beyond just telling your customers that you're the real heart of the community. You have to be. You have to live it, you have to act it, you have to have a personal connection with the customers and with the community as a whole. So one of the things we're doing is we've got this thing called real giving. Now, of course, real and real, just to say that R-E-A-L versus R-E-E-L, so it's a bit of a play on words. But real giving is something very simple, so each month, every cinema will be giving a small amount of money to local good causes, whether it's a school, a hospice, it doesn't matter. And it's the local community that decides which two charities or organisations, and here it's three, but it's no, two or three, are up for the money. And basically customers come in and they give them tokens, just plastic tokens, they're not worth anything. They're not the values. But every time you spend a certain amount of money, you get a token. And then you go to a bin and you put the tokens in, And then at the end of the month, the split between the tokens, you count them all up, and basically the money is divided up. It's really simple. And of course, every month, the cinema manager's out there in front of the press with a big check going, hey, I'm helping you. And of course, the community goes, God, you know, that cinema, wow, those people are lovely. Right? And that community spirit, that love, that connection will drive loyalty and frequency. And we're going to use the We Want Cinema application to get that enabler, the demand-based thing. We're going to put up a portfolio of films that charities can organise their own event, put it on. They'll market the hell out of it. I don't have to do anything. And they take 20 to 25% of the box office. Easy peasy. They'll love us. And then, of course, there's the content. We are what we show. And that's the thing. And that's where we, in some cases, we don't have much control, but we can probably get more control with digital. I think the big thing with digital is it's about choice. I don't think the quality thing is in play anymore, because everything's bloody digital anyway. So don't, you know, whether it's 2K or 4K, it doesn't matter. Not for the customer. What they're really worried about is what are we showing? So we talked about reruns and special events. We talked about, you know, everybody knows about theatre and ballet and all that sort of stuff. And it works incredibly well. The reason it works really well is you're engaging with an audience who clearly doesn't go to the cinema, and you're fishing in a completely different place. And the good thing about the theatre and opera stuff is that you have seasons, so they know what's coming up. And they can book ahead, they can plan ahead. Most of our films, we only put schedules up on a weekly basis. I also like, I like books, but I really like the fact that there are many cities and towns and villages, there are reading groups, readers groups. And, you know, there's a film coming out called The Book Thief in, January or February, I think. And it's an amazing film. And the book is astonishing. And, you know, people who read the book and see the film, there's this wonderful connection between the two. We simply don't make enough of that. And we can host groups of people during the day, have coffee and tea, whatever, you know, and they can talk about it and they can see the film. And it doesn't have to be expensive, it can be a rerun. And obviously, I really like things like preschool activity, mums and babies, you know, different content for primary and secondary schools. The more engaged with families, the better it is, because it actually locks the community into us and drives our business. So basically, I call it the marketing ecosystem. So you don't just have to do it once, you have to keep going round and round and round and round and round. You have to keep talking to the customers, you have to engage customers, you have to reward them, you have to get feedback. So customer service is really important. People need to write to us, talk to us, and everything that they say we need to record. If people are telling things, I've heard people in operations go, what the hell do customers know? Well, actually, it doesn't matter what they know, it's what they say, right? Why was our cinema dirty? Why did I have to wear my hat, scarf, and thermal underwear and scream because we haven't fixed the bloody heating? You know, why is it when the projector went off, nobody from outside, there was nobody that came in and screamed and apologised? Why do they have to write and get a readmission? It's crazy. Right? So I think that's why operations people are quite sensitive about it, because it actually shows up. So I think it's really good. And also the big thing is to thank our customers. The thank you. It's not just a hello, it's not just a welcome, it's the end of it, just thank you and please come again. So these people, and others, and you, and I can tell you a lot of you are thinking differently because I've talked to a lot of you and it's fantastic. The innovation here is fantastic. And sharing that innovation, don't keep it to yourselves, broadcast it. Because if we all do things better, all cinema emissions will grow and the market will be better off as a result. I'd rather be in a growing market than a flat market or a shrinking one. So that's it. It's time for me to switch off and see what happens, see if there's a meltdown. So thank you very much, and hopefully that was all right today with our handhelds. Cheers.